host, Anthony, and today I'm joined by Bex from at Baseball Bex on Instagram. Bex, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Me too. We're here. We have you on today because you are now a published author.
Yes. Wow,
So
yes,
we're
yes.
we're going to talk a little bit about your new baseball book, your and just baseball in general. You're a big fan of the game, and if you follow Baseball Bex on Instagram, you'll see her videos, and she has a lot to talk about the game itself, and not even so much about a game itself, but the game in general and its part in culture and our lives and everything like that. So that's how I kind of found you through those videos, and it's been really entertaining to watch, and I enjoy hearing your point of view on things.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love obviously I'm a big fan of the Giants, so I follow them daily. But I also love the way that baseball represents culture and just um, how it is bigger than the game in all aspects. Like right now, I'm really excited. Like women's baseball is going to be coming back, so that's something I'm really, really excited about that I don't think a lot of normal baseball people know about. So yeah, I'm. It's awesome, and so yeah, I wrote a book about it. I have one here to show you some sneak peeks. I haven't
Absolutely.
shown a lot of the inside of it because it's a little bit scary to like put your work out there. But yeah, this is the book. It's fully hardcover, fully illustrated. One cool thing, or one thing, like this is the historic rivalry. So like, Giants versus Dodgers, Red Sox versus Yankees. You're in Jersey. Are you a Yankees fan?
I am a Yankees fan.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of Yankees because Yankees are, historic. But yeah, I found my artist. He's in Cuba, so that was important to me. Baseball is really big in Cuba, so it kind of ties it all in. But yeah, I just love baseball. It brings people together, it brought us together, it brings people across borders, across generations. What kind of brought me to baseball was my parents and my grandparents. And it still does. We still catch games and talk about baseball to this day. So even like my Grammy, she's like 80 years old. She'll text me like, "Who's this Susak guy?" I'm like, "He's awesome. I love him." So yeah, that's that's a little bit about me.
So growing up, that's you kind of got introduced to the game by your grandparents. Did you go to a lot of games when you were little? Was it mostly like radio, TV? What way did you experience the game?
So, although I'm a Giants fan, we actually went to a lot of A's games. My grandparents and my mom are from the Bay Area, but we moved a couple hours away. So it was just a little bit easier. The tickets are way cheaper. You're able to just like take BART. So we did a lot of tailgating at Oakland Coliseum games. My stepdad coached my little league, so the whole family would come over and watch us play little league. My very first job was actually for the Colorado Rockies AAA affiliate. I worked in their like concession stand for the Modesto Nuts. So they would come and just watch me work and catch a game. So it's always just been an aspect. Like my mom is a huge softball person. She was like a champion in high school, like loved softball. She played while I was a kid, so we would go watch her play softball. So it literally just in one way or another was always part of our lives growing up.
Oh, that's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
did you play softball, baseball as a kid?
I never played softball. I always wanted to do baseball. But I played up until maybe like middle school age. And then for like honestly as a female, that's kind of where your path stops. Unless you're
Yeah.
gonna go more like private, which is really expensive. And even the chance of you ending up on a team is really, really low. So I did play for like a high school like kind of whatever team, like gender mixed team for a little while, but nothing super serious. I
Yeah.
wish
Well,
I did.
hey,
I wish I
yeah.
did. That would have been really cool, but no.
But I think it's exciting, as you said before, with women's baseball coming back now. It hopefully will open the doors to more of that, and um, it's strange to see sometimes that there's like that cutoff. Like, all right, now you need to veer off and go play softball, and
Right.
there's a lot of young girls out there who want to play baseball and have been playing it up until 10, 11 years old. It's like, all right, now go figure something else out. Throw the ball
Go
the other
learn
way
a
now.
new sport. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's a lot of people don't realize there's actually a lot of big differences between baseball and softball. It's not just the size of the ball. It's, the pitcher throws off of a flat mound. They throw underhands. The base paths are different. So there's like differences. It's not necessarily the same exact sport. It's not necessarily an easy transition that
Yeah,
girls want to make.
yeah, and you're seeing the ball come different angle too. Instead of over the top, it's that if anyone has ever played both, and like I played slow pitch, old guy softball, much different than having a ball getting chucked at you underhand like 80 miles an hour, as some of
Right.
these women in college and in high school can do. So it's definitely a different look, a different sport, and a different feel. So it's great that women's baseball is making a return to the national stage, essentially, in this new
You know
initiative.
who actually surprisingly is a really big like supporter of women playing baseball is the banana ball guy.
Yeah.
Yellow Tux Jesse, I think that's his name.
Yep.
There's actually multiple women that play for banana ball teams, so they're big proponents and supporters. I think that's cool because banana ball is massive. Like it is crazy.
We went last year. They were at Yankee Stadium, which I never thought I would ever see them at Yankee Stadium like that. It was a great time, and we're gonna go again to see them in a minor league stadium. I think it'd be a little cooler to see them in like that more intimate atmosphere
Yeah,
where
more
they kind of were
intimate.
meant.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
but I think Banana Ball's done a lot of great things for the sport. I think it's opened it up to a lot of different people, and it's just a cool experience too.
I agree. I agree. I would love to go see a game.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and I know you have a son, a little young right now for Banana
He's
Ball,
a
but
little young, yeah.
I think it's great for kids because it keeps it moving. It's interactive. There's music playing the whole
There's
time, so
music,
you kind of
music that they
jamming out.
recognize too. It's not
Yeah,
just like some old guy baseball music. It's like trending music.
yeah, exactly. Like songs that they'll hear on the radio or in one of the movies that they've just watched.
Right.
So it's cool in that regard that it brings those kind of two separate entities together to be one, and it works. It's not just like forced or anything.
Right. I saw
And I
last
don't.
night or this week they sold like over 100,000 in Tennessee.
Yeah.
If that to me doesn't tell baseball they need to expand to Tennessee, I don't know what else. That's so
Yeah.
many people. That's like over two Oracle Parks.
Yeah. It's amazing how they're able to sell out, and I think it also speaks to like, hey, baseball's identity too. And not saying we need everything from Banana Ball in baseball. I think that it doesn't need to go that far.
Right.
But I also think there might just be a space for Banana Ball. Like it might be its own kind of entity,
Yeah. I
separate from
think a lot of
baseball.
people like related to like the Harlem Globetrotters to like NBA to the Harlem Globetrotters. I can see that. I can see that like it's an entertainment value. I
Yeah,
think it's great.
absolutely. And you don't realize how skilled some of these guys are, and women as well out there. And you know, besides the backflips and the dancing, like they can play baseball. They can,
Yeah.
they have and it's opened the door to a lot of minor league guys who might have been making $2,000 a season, in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Allowing them like a whole new opportunity.
Totally. I totally agree. Totally agree.
So I'm glad we're on the same page about Banana
Yes.
Ball.
I like banana ball. I think when you're trying to grow the game right now, like that's one of my biggest things is I think growing the game any way that you can bring someone in is net good, net positive. So just bashing any way that people are trying to bring anyone into the sport is silly. I think,
Yeah,
you know, just let people play, have fun. People
exactly.
need fun in their lives right now. Like people need fun.
That's what I always say, and that's why I kind of started this no bad hops baseball and beer podcast. Like beer is something, like craft beer has been like a whole big scene, and people take it way too seriously. And it's like it's enjoying a beer with your friends is supposed to be fun.
I agree.
uh, let's not take everything so crazy and be so serious about it. So, speaking of which, I know you are on the West Coast,
Yep.
and it is 9 a.m. ish there. So
Hmm.
you're sipping on something, but not a beer today.
It's green tea.
There
No,
you
not a
go.
beer. I work in a restaurant. That's actually my day job. I manage a restaurant, so I'm around beer and wine all day, but I don't drink very much.
Okay. It's all right. Green tea. A lot of broadcasters. That's their drink of choice during a game. Keeping the pipes ready to go while
The vocal cords
broadcasting.
ready. Yeah.
exactly. But I'm gonna stay on brand because I got to keep it on brand for everybody. So
Of
I'm
course,
gonna
it
have
is
a
Memorial Day,
and
so
it is Memorial Day, so
yes,
we honor our veterans, all those who gave us the opportunity. Not veterans, are those who gave their lives and sacrifice so that we could talk baseball and beer,
exactly.
in this country. So I'm having actually a summer lager. It's called Breeze from Wanderbacker. It's a local brewery here in New Jersey. They're down the shore. While it's a summer lager, it is not summer outside here. It's a little chilly for this Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, oh, it's okay.
Look at this. We got
All
a little
right.
guest.
Yes. All right. What kind of a beer is that? A lager?
Yeah, it's a summer lager.
Hmm.
Uh, Wanderbacker is a local brewery here in New Jersey. They kind of just started up last year. It's a cool looking can.
Oh, it looks like
Uh,
Wonder Bread.
yeah, it does.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, cheers to your tea, and thanks again for being
Cheers.
here.
Thank you for having us. Mmm. Yummy. Here, you want mommy's book? So he's actually been to quite a few games. He loves baseball.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Let
he
me
can
make
make it through a
sure.
whole game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We
Excellent.
do day games. We don't
Yeah.
do night games. That's stretching it.
Yeah. No.
Cracker. Okay.
So
So
you're a
yeah,
Giants fan.
I am.
Uh, Favorite players over the years? Like, is there someone or a memory of a
I can't.
Giants team?
I can't pin down a favorite player. So I do like a past, a very past, and a present. So like my very past is obviously Willie Mays. Like every Giants fan is probably going to tell you the same thing. It's Willie Mays. Barry Bonds, of course. I grew up watching him. Watching him chase the home run title was like core memories for me. Buster Posey was who I would watch like in high school when I like really, really got into it and would just talk about baseball all the time. Currently, I would say probably Willie Adames. I like him. I like his attitude. I'm a really big like vibes girly. I don't really care so much about the stats. I mean, I do like you better be producing, but
Yeah.
I really care about like how you feel and how you make the fans feel and how you make your teammates feel. Because I think that really translates. So I like Willie Adames. He does a lot in like the community. He does a lot for our junior giants, which is like building ballparks around for little kids. So I think it's awesome. I like him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about this year's Giant rendition of the San Francisco Giants?
Not great. Not feeling great. It's frustrating because it's like the pieces are there, but they're not mixing. They're not clicking. So, I told myself I would give Tony Vitello a year until I make a decision on if I like him or not. I think he gives great answers. He's really good, like with publicity, so that's a plus. But it's tough right now. It's really tough. Yeah. So I actually really liked Gabe Kapler when he was our manager.
Yeah.
I knew him personally. He would come into my restaurant. He was a really great guy. So I like Tony. We'll see where it goes.
And Tony hasn't made any visits to the restaurant?
No, not to my restaurant, but I'll invite him in. I always, reach out and invite them in. So, I think it's important for us to make them feel welcome into the city. I think it lets their guard down a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of, you don't want them to feel hostile. That sucks. You want people
Yeah.
to feel good about the place that they're coming into.
Yeah. I mean, right now it might be a little rough. He might be, keeping things on the down low
There
at
have
this
been some
moment.
boos at the ballpark, which I'm a firm believer you don't boo your own team. I don't know
Yeah,
how you feel about that. I think
I
Yankees
agree.
fans do boo their own team a lot.
It's quite often, yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you were, I mean, they booed Aaron Judge in the playoffs the year he broke the American League home run record. So it's kind of crazy that that's what happens, but it does.
I have a fun Aaron Judge story. He actually grew up where I'm from, in the Central Valley of California. He went to
Mhm.
school with my cousin. Uh, he's like a California boy. He's
And
really cool. He's really nice.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard good things, about him. He carries himself in the very Yankee way, so it's hard to always kind of get a sense of his personality. But I don't know. I've only heard good things about him as a human being.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Cracker. Thank you.
So you talked about making baseball accessible to other people. You have an Instagram where you make little videos and
Mhm.
put talk about things happening in baseball, current events, things from the past. What made you decide like, hey, I'm gonna do this?
I mean, like, I'm literally always talking about baseball. Like, you can ask my coworkers, ask my husband. Like, I'm always talking about baseball, and so it's fun to talk to people who also talk about baseball because then you feel like it's landing and you're not just talking into the void. So obviously, I've been writing my book for like 4 years. So the book came first. And in order to sell your book, you have to kind of create a community, but the community was always the end goal. Um, so yeah, and the videos itself, I honestly don't put a. At the beginning, I would put a lot of thought into it. Oopsies, sorry.
You're good.
Okay, there we go. Okay. At the beginning, I would put a lot of thought into it, and it would like stress me out, and then I would not post ever because it would just stress me out, and you get super bad imposter syndrome. But I just started, on my walks with my son, would just prop my camera up on like a light post or on the street somewhere, and just start talking about what was like current events or like what's on my mind. And sometimes when I'm posting, I'm like, wow, this sounds super, super silly. And the posts that do the well or the most do the most views and engagement are the ones that I think are silly. So it's just talking about what's on my mind. And there's a lot going on throughout baseball all the time. So there's always something to talk about. And baseball
Yeah,
fans are very opinionated. So it's like there's always something to talk about, and there's always going to be someone that's going to be talking to you about it, which is awesome.
absolutely. And I agree. I think the more natural people are lately, like I'm drawn more to content where it's like people are just not it's not overproduced. It's not I mean, sometimes that's cool as well, but when
Yeah.
it's just a person talking, sharing their insights, their thoughts, that's it's a little more like you're having a conversation. And I think in a world where social media is very propped up and superimposed, or I don't even know if I'm using the right words there, but it can
It's like
feel
all a
fake.
mirage. Yeah, it's like a
Right.
mirage. And it feels inaccessible to like normal people. And like for me, I'm just like a mom. Like I have a full-time job and I wrote a book out of passion and that's kind of where it's at. And whatever comes from it, I'm really grateful for. I love meeting new people. I love talking to new people. So that's just kind of where we're at. So yeah. And
Now,
sharing my love of the game is ultimately the end goal.
that's awesome. And I think it brings people in. I think and just watching your videos, I think they're very approachable. And whether or not you're a diehard baseball fan, you can understand and come into something and see it from your point of view and be like, huh, I'm a little interested in that, and like maybe want to find out
Yeah.
more or like watch a game or things like that.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always try to tell myself I'm trying to talk to like my coworkers or like a grandma who doesn't know about baseball. Like I'm not trying to be super. Some of these baseball pages, they're talking in languages that even I don't really understand. I'm like, that what? I don't even know what you're talking about right now. That is crazy. But you just baseball is a simple game. You're hitting a ball with a bat, and that's it, really.
Yeah. I can nerd out on baseball. I do like the numbers and all that as well. But sometimes, you get a lot of acronyms in there, and you're like, I don't even know what this is telling me. But
I know.
I guess it's good because it's a high number, better than a low number, I guess.
But sometimes the low number is good. Like if an ERA is a high number, then that's really bad.
Yeah. So it's always great when I try to, and that was, I think, for me, one of the things. I'm like, people don't want to hear me talk about baseball. I don't know all this stuff like some of those, like Buster Olney or any of these people on
Right.
on. But I'm like, but I do know baseball. Like I've been watching it since I was
Yeah.
7. Um,
Exactly. It's
maybe
your
I can't.
experience.
Right. Maybe I can't always identify a slider versus a splitter, but I can talk about baseball.
Yeah, and you know what? I would tell you most people probably don't. I don't. I couldn't tell you, especially when they're throwing like 100 miles per hour. I could tell you if it was a ball or a strike though. Like that's what I know. That's what's important.
Exactly. And of course, everyone's got an opinion on a ball, what's a ball on a strike. So that's
Exactly.
a good hot take.
Exactly.
Now, you have had some controversial opinions that you've put out there. Have you gotten a lot of people coming back at you, like, or agreeing with you, or how do you handle some of the comments that may come from some of your
I
takes?
mean, it honestly it depends on the platform. I would say like Instagram versus TikTok is a lot different. On TikTok, people are honestly a lot nicer,
Hmm.
which is surprising. I don't know if it's like because there's more Gen Z and they're just very like soft in a way. Like they're very nice. Instagram is different because I get a wide variety of people that comment. I just laugh it off. Like I don't take anything too seriously. Whatever. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, so that's whatever. Sometimes people go really like and they like go the extra mile, and I just don't even give those people oxygen.
Good.
So yeah, whatever. Engagement is engagement to me at the end of the day. I love hearing people's all sides of people's opinion, and no one ever said that I was the end all be all right opinion of baseball, and I'm always open to changing my mind too. So it's like, cool. I'm willing to have a conversation with anyone.
And that's important because I think a lot of people aren't actually trying to have a conversation about baseball. They're just
Right,
kind of telling you how they feel and that you're wrong in what you may think or feel or your
right.
experience of the game. So, um, yeah, I think it's important that people are open to having another opinion be out there.
Right, and another experience. And like, you know, to be honest, as a Giants fan, the people who are honestly the nicest to me are Dodgers fans. And that has surprised me the most because in real life, I've like gone to Dodgers Giants games and you always go with the guard up. Like those are always the games when some shenanigans goes down. So yeah, online it's like people really respect the Giants Dodgers rivalry for some. I mean, I get why because I do too. But yeah, people are really nice to me, so that's cool. I'll take
Yeah, absolutely.
it.
You want to join in too? You want to share your baseball thoughts?
Wait, we're working on Go Giants, right? Yeah.
Oh, that silence isn't is maybe it's 'cause they need to do a little better for you. How's that?
Yeah, they're not leaving much to be desired, so yeah.
They need to step it up because we can't have him choosing the Dodgers over the Giants
Oh, that
later
would
on.
never happen. We would probably go like underdog Rockies.
I know. My one son, my older son, is a Mariners fan, and I said it's
Okay,
fine.
I can respect that.
Absolutely, he loves Julio Rodriguez.
I respect that.
Said to both of them, you can choose from any of the 29 teams minus the Boston Red Sox. That's the only one
Yeah.
you're not allowed to choose.
Yep.
Anybody else, you're fine.
Yeah. That's so
So,
funny.
so
Mariners,
that's
that's
our.
a good team though. I respect the Mariners. I really want them to win a World Series. That would be great.
Me too. I think that fan base in that area deserves a championship for baseball.
Yeah. The Padres, I'm good with them never winning because I can hold it over their head forever.
No
Like
bias
one
there.
of my favorite retorts is, "Come back to me when you win a championship."
See, you're talking the trash perfectly.
Oh
That's
yeah.
exactly that's the perfect level of it right there.
I actually moved to San Francisco in 2014, the year they won the World Series, the last of the three. That was like the most top five memories of my life. That was such an awesome experience. That was so cool. I wish
And be
every city and fan gets to feel that experience at one point.
That's awesome. And
Except the
especially like
Dodgers. They're maxed out.
yeah, they've had enough. Uh, yeah, it's something special about that team that wins a World Series like that. And they weren't, they were a wild card team. They weren't expected to, but they had that, even year magic and were able to take it again that year.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
So we're just going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to talk a little bit more with Bex about her book, Baseball People.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, we are back.
We're back.
We're back. So you wrote a book. You showed it
I
off a little
did.
bit before. What
Yeah.
made you decide? You said 4 years ago this has been in the works. What made you decide I want to write a book?
I'm gonna be completely honest. My husband really is the one that pushed me to do it. We also run an animation studio, so we're around creatives all the time. And we had already had some artists in mind. But he was just like, write something that you can have out there forever that is really kind of like your love letter, and everything that you know about baseball, you think someone should know about baseball, just put it in there. So he honestly has encouraged me the entire time to get it done. So yeah, this is it. Let's see if I can find some. So this is like Beck's strange baseball facts, but you can't move that. Mommy needs that. Okay. So yeah, like for example, like every baseball has 108 hand stitches. Research has suggested that when there's a full moon, there's more chance of hitting a home run due to gravitational pull. And then it says, now that's what you call a moon shot. So
Very
it's
nice.
kind of meant for people who love baseball already, but also for people who like you want to introduce to baseball, like a little Bible kind of. One of my favorite things is in the back, and I made a video on this. Is there's a place for people to get autographs. So like if I'm a kid, I'm gonna bring it to the stadium and go try and get my favorite player's autograph. For me, I used to always lose them. I would get them on like the printed ticket stubs that you used to actually get.
Yeah.
And I always lost them. Then whether they just fell out or like got torn or wet, whatever. So there's like a place for people to keep all of their prize signatures. Um, there's also like a checklist. I did something controversial. I did something controversial. So there's a checklist for people to visit like all 30 stadiums. I didn't know what to put for the A's. I didn't
Oh.
want to put the Coliseum because kids aren't going to be able to go visit the Coliseum. So um, I did put Sutter Health Park because I do think they'll be there for the foreseeable future. I don't think Vegas is happening anytime soon. So, but yeah,
I
that's my
I've had
book.
my doubts about Vegas as well. I I do feel bad for the people of Oakland. I mean, they have the Oakland Ballers now, which is cool. Then that's a great experience that they could still have baseball, but the
It's
A's
not
were
the
an
same.
institution there, and
Yeah, they were really like ingrained. I think this is because it's like a class thing. I'm really going to go there that the A's were what kids did during the summer in Oakland to like stay out of trouble and stay out of the shenanigans. You go to the ballpark and you spend 3-4 hours at the stadium and you hang out with your buddies and you watch a good game. It really was ingrained in the culture of the city of Oakland, like their pride, and it really is a loss. Like they already got the Raiders taken away, and then they get the A's taken away. It's like really big bummer for them.
yeah, and that team, people came out to watch the A's. They were there for Oakland A's baseball, and if it wasn't for ownership pushing them away, they would have came out to the stadium. And but it's hard when you come to a ballpark that you see is crumbling around you, and it's like,
It's so bad,
why am I investing in this if no one else
right?
is investing in this? So
It's
it
like
was
they're showing up and they don't even they don't deserve to even have them show up and spend money. I took my mom to her last A's game before they left, and the tickets were like $50 a pop. And I'm like, for a Coliseum game, that's crazy. That is robbery. That is crazy.
yeah. So it is it's disappointing that happened, but with the history of that ownership, it's not out of the realm either. So
For me, it's really a case study of like, you're right. If they didn't push them away, people would show out. I remember during the like Coco Chris, like Josh Reddick, all of that area, Grant Balfour, the Coliseum was popping. People would come and tailgate. Yeah, yeah. People would come and tailgate and spend money and spend all afternoon there. So you put the money behind your team and your fan base, people will show out and they'll make up for it. I mean, the Giants right now are really bad, and people are still going. Like they're still going. I
Yeah,
wish they wouldn't, because then they would be like, "Hey, let's not support this." Maybe. Yeah.
but it's hard because like Oracle Park's a beautiful place to watch a ball game.
Yeah.
Um, so that's even like you look at the Rockies. The Rockies have lost 100 games over the last few years, and yet Coors Field is probably one of the coolest places to watch baseball. And
Yeah.
you got the home run deck upstairs with the couple dollar beers. You got people coming just to hang out, and baseball's like the backdrop.
Yeah. I think that's really awesome because that means that they're really doing it right. They're creating like an experience for people, which is what baseball is an experience. It's not just about the money and the capitalism behind it all. It's creating experiences for families. And like right now, there's a really big conspiracy about the Giants. Yes, my love. Yes, we're talking about baseball. Yes, baseball. They hired like a new like vendor for their food. When I tell you the chicken strips are like this thin, they're so thin. People are so mad, and like this is why the Giants are losing. This is why they're losing. So it's like, yeah, you're not creating the experience for people, and I understand why fans jump ship. Sucks.
Yeah.
Or stop watching baseball altogether, which also really, really sucks.
Yeah, I always tell people if your team does not, you know, live up to what they should be doing, like there's a lot of other ways to experience baseball. Like minor league baseball is a ton of fun. Um, Even independent leagues, there's so many of them out there as well, and just to go catch a ball game for like $10 and be able
Yeah.
to just be
Even
outside and
supporting high school baseball, like, I think that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Although they have closed a lot of minor league teams in the last like 5 or 6 years, it's really sad because that is what makes it accessible. I went to a lot of minor league games growing up.
Yeah, I mean that's what we take our kids to a lot because Yankee Stadium can get pricey for four people going. So, we go to the Somerset Patriots, we go to the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. We'll go to some of those games, and my kids can have a foot long and and watch game. And if they
Yeah.
get a little antsy, there's plenty of space to walk around and do something.
Less pressure to just also leave if you have to leave because you didn't just spend like a quarter of your paycheck on a baseball game.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a key one too.
Yeah.
I mean, we parking is $5. You can't park anywhere at Yankee Stadium for under 45. So it's
Yeah. Oracle Park is the same way.
yeah. Now I've never been to Oracle Park. Do you have a recommended area to be at to hang out in? Is there a cool
Yeah.
spot that people don't know?
So I always like the bleachers. I love hanging out in the bleachers. Just you're super close to the field, and also the chance of getting a home run ball. Like that's awesome. Although if I have my son, I won't go to the bleachers because there's no backing on the seats. So I
Yeah.
like to hang out. I mean, if you can swing at club level, is really nice because it has an indoor area where you can like eat really good food. Yeah, I give you six. Um, Underneath the bleachers, they have an area targeted for kids, but there's like skee ball. You can like throw the ball and see how fast you threw it. There's like build your own ice cream sundaes. There's a little garden. So that area is really, really nice. They kind of just redid it and renovated it all. It's super awesome. But honestly, if you're going to a night game, sitting in the view reserve on the right field side, it's upper deck. It's steep, but the view of the bridge and the sun setting over the bridge is like it's classic. That's classic.
That's awesome. Like I said, I've never been there. It's the highest one on my list right now.
Yeah.
But it just sounds awesome. And so have you never been in the McCovey Cove? Are you not a paddler?
I've never been in McCovey Cove. No, that water is cold. That water is cold. I'm really scared of falling over. But I would like to do it maybe when my son is a little bit older and rent a kayak. It's super cheap, like really, really inexpensive to rent those kayaks. So if someone is up for it, I definitely recommend doing that. Like grabbing some beers and some snacks and listening on the radio. Man, that's like a perfect afternoon.
And I hear they put a TV out, a screen out there now, so that the people
I
can
think
watch it.
they do. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Mikhaili Cove Dave, you'll say hi to him out there. Yeah.
Yeah, he was my introduction to the whole scene and what happens out there in the
It's
water.
cutthroat. It's cutthroat.
I know I'd be afraid to like get in anybody's way and like make too many waves. I would have a lot of anxiety about it.
I would too, yeah. That's why I'm like, maybe later.
So back to the book, you said you got all those little extra things in there as well.
Yeah.
The content of it. What did you base the story on? Or I know it's a lot of different
So it's
stories.
not actually like a linear story. It's like a collection
Hmm.
or like an anthology. So it's kind of like uh the characters are based off of my family. So it's based off
Yeah.
of me and my brothers and my grandparents and my mom and my stepdad. So those are like the recurring characters that you'll see throughout the book, but the actual content is really just all about baseball. So it breaks it down like welcome to the ballpark. You talk about the story of baseball. Give me 1 second, my love. All about like the ballparks, the fun of the game, like the dugout. So you open up right away and it's grandpa teaching you how to score a game. Okay, 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 okay. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sip, sip, sip. Okay. Yeah, you had to have your sip. Here's your cracker. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, and some of them are like more fun. Like these are my favorite pages, like the different types of fans. So I
Mm.
got to be a little bit more like creative with it. Um, like this one's playing hooky. So it says like definitely working from home today, hoping to not get caught on the big screen. So it's like I want people to be able to see themselves, learn about baseball, learn about like the small things about baseball that we take for granted because we already know about it and we've known about it forever because we grew up with it. But someone who might not know about it or just be introduced to it, then they'll get to learn about it. So like this one is like baseball A to Z, which I actually would love to turn this into like more of a kids book, a toddler book. Um, so tells you like what a walk off is, like what small ball is. So just the little tiny details of baseball. So yeah, fully illustrated. So every page is illustrated. Hot dogs.
And
This is
now,
the first page. Benny. Okay. Okay. All done. All done. All right. Okay. So yeah, this was the first page that I actually did and started with. We went through many iterations of this page.
now, your hot dog choice, is it? Are you a lots of toppings girl? Are you a
Someone asked
simple?
me this on my Instagram yesterday, and I'm very controversial. Either just ketchup or just raw onions. Like
Okay.
that's it. Some people they like load it up. If you need a fork to eat your hot dog, that is not a hot dog anymore.
I know. I get it. I get it. I'm a mustard sauerkraut guy. I like to
Okay,
keep it.
those
I
are
will.
salsa.
I can do a chili dog. I can do all the crazy dogs, but at a ball game, I don't want as much stuff falling on me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly,
And there
exactly.
are some crazy hot dogs out there. So I mean, I have eaten some of them as well. But if you need a fork to do it.
Yeah, part of the fun of writing this book was I got to learn so much because as a Giants fan, I know a lot about the Giants and I know a lot about Oracle Park. I didn't necessarily know that much about other places or other teams. So I got to learn a lot, which is really exciting. I got to like deepen my baseball knowledge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you said that the illustrators from Cuba. Was there
Hmm.
like um, was was that the first part of coming together with this book? Like, all right, we have an illustrator now. The story needs to be put there, or how did that come?
It kind of, yeah, having the illustrator was the start because I I didn't have the book written when I started working with him. So it was like I would make pages, I would write them and sketch them up. And then I would send them to him. And while he's finishing them, putting the line work, making it look really awesome, then I would be writing the next page. So it kind of was just organic. There were some hiccups, being in Cuba, there were a lot of like embargoes and like Wi-Fi blackouts and websites they can't access. So that was a hurdle for sure that we had to manage. But I wouldn't have done it with anyone else. The artist that I work with, Alvaro, he also does the comics that are on my page. He's awesome. I love him. He's the best. He really like made it look really awesome. We wanted it to kind of look like Popeye, like that rubber hose style,
Yeah.
like Betty Boop, Popeye, old like baseball advertisements, um, mixed with like a little bit of like Japanese anime style, which is really current. Um, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I would love to turn it into like a YouTube series one day.
I was gonna say, is there any plans to take this to, you run an animation studio? I'm sure
Right.
there's that hookup
Yeah,
there.
there is definitely, getting the book actually done. Benny boy. Okay. Okay. I'll get you the water. Give me 1 second. Getting the book actually done was the first step. So now that we have the characters, then we can go to that point. Okay, let me get you your water. I will be, give me just like 1.5 seconds. I'll be
Go
right
ahead.
back. Okay, Miss Rachel. God bless that woman.
Everybody needs a break for a
Okay.
second there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I would love to turn it into something more, but just getting the book out there and getting it in the hands of people, honestly. My very first person that placed a pre-order for his daughter, they sent me a video of her receiving it and like doing the whole like unboxing and everything. I literally was in tears. It was the best. So focusing on that for right now, but yes, there will be some more eventually.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
the children's book, the YouTube series, you got big plans now for this. Is there any other books in mind, or is this like, all right, it's out there now, finally, I'm good for a bit?
That's just where the imposter syndrome comes in a little bit because you're like, do I have more to say about baseball? But I would love to do more like toddler books or like actual baby books that are a little bit more durable because kids rip
Yep.
and chew and so I would love to do that now that I understand the publishing process and I don't have to do all of that research. That would probably be the next step.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So where can people find your book?
So I have a website, so you can go directly to baseballpeoplebook.com. That will come directly from me. So if you order anything through there, it'll come signed. Or if it's easier, you can also go through Amazon. It's Amazon Prime eligible, so like it'll come in like 2 days if you order it through there. So whatever is easiest to you, either way.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And where can people follow you and experience more of your videos, your baseball knowledge, your opinions, your
Yeah.
thoughts? Where can people find you?
So I'm Baseball Bex on Instagram. And then I do TikTok as well. It's also Baseball Bex with little underscore at the end. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't post a lot there. I'm not big on YouTube. So TikTok and Instagram, that's where you can find me.
Very cool. Very cool. And
Yeah.
we're gonna let you go because I know mom stuff is happening
I
beyond.
appreciate your patience so
Oh,
much.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. It was a great
Of course.
conversation. So make sure you're following at Baseball Bex, either TikTok or on Instagram. And my copy is on its way. I didn't know I could get a signed copy. I ordered mine from Amazon, so I hope I didn't, ruin any margins or anything like that on
No,
your
no,
end.
no. Everything is super helpful. If you can leave a review once you get it, that helps me out the most.
Absolutely. So
But
if
yeah, I would love to send you a baseball print though.
that'd be great. Absolutely.
Yeah, shoot me your address once we hang up. Hang up. I'll
Uh,
send one in the mail.
Awesome. This has been the No Bad Hops podcast. I've been here with at baseball Bex, and she's a great follow. So make sure you are following along with her and get to know more about baseball in a different way. And make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the podcast, and wherever you get your podcasts, and at Major League Brews for more beer and baseball content. We'll be back very soon as the baseball season continues, and we're enjoying the fun of a beer and baseball Saturday, Sunday, and today Memorial Day. Thanking all those who gave their lives and appreciating them for what they did. So we'll be back soon. Cheers.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun.